not have much coding, that you don't have any idea about DSA, right? And
Yeah.
then when you
So,
said that you cracked, that question was running, I was like, my God, I need to ask it from you, like, what happened?
so earlier than this, before I got this interview aligned, I didn't had I haven't touched DSA as a separate topic. So all of my experience was regarding these control statements and till for loop. So there is this Udemy course from Angela, who you guys might have heard about her 100 days of Python. It's a
Uh,
good course. So good course for us DevOps engineers. So in 15 days, like in 15 sections, you'll be having a good basic knowledge. If you are not a very good programmer, you will be having a good knowledge to understand DSA. That I
yeah,
can tell.
yeah.
Yeah. So that course really helped a lot.
Sure, sure. Yeah, that's really great to hear, man. So that's what our prime thing is, that many people are really skeptical about DSA, right? That we don't want to go into DSA, that this is not needed for SRE. That's what we discussed that day with Harish also, that uh, in terms of DSA, it's not a different thing, but the kind of problem solving that we adapt, right? The way we try to think, that's the important thing. The logic building, that's the important thing that is necessary. And when we move into SRE jobs, right? At that point, DSA is very important, because there are many people who come into DevOps or cloud, then they transition into SRE, and then they feel, oh my God, I need to understand the code, and then they try to start then they try to learn DSA and all those things. So we were also very skeptical. Many people in our batches were also very skeptical, that why they're teaching DSA. But at the end, things make sense. Okay, yeah, this would be useful, really. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's an inevitable. Like you have, as a
absolutely.
DevOps engineer, you have to face DSA, whether it is from the like solving some DB problem, like you have to deal with multiple Mongo objects, and you have to figure out like why it's not working and why it's not working. So I faced a lot of problems regarding this DSA, but I was able to solve it because I had some this basic Python experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has really helps a lot, like
Yes,
in
yes,
future.
definitely. Yeah. And we were also told that any product company, maximum of the product, non company, fan company, they have to like one or two batches mandatory, that you have to, whatever role, whatever job description, whatever role we are going to apply, no matter what, TSA is the first round. The level is a different thing. It might not be hard or that kind of stuff, but it is needed. So without having the basic understanding, we won't be able to crack it, right? And many product companies also, other than this fan companies, they also want, they have that DSA round, right? They need to test it, what kind of problem solving thing that we are applying, right? So
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that, yeah, with that thought process, we have started this. So let's start. Hi Gautam, hi Pratik, hi Rohan, Adam Shafi. And as usual, my permanent companion Harish is there. So welcome you guys. So till now we have completed the basic operators, the Python operators, and and what we have done, the variables and all those things. Now we are going the main looping structure, the control statements we have done. Now we are stepping into the loops. There are two sections of loops. One is the basic while and for loop, how looping works, how the loop things goes, and the next will be nested loops, which is very important. In future DSA, when we'll be solving proper DSA questions, there also we'll find many questions are being solved with nested loops. So nested loops concept is very important. That's why we have two segments of loops itself. And today we'll be covering the basics of loops, the while loop and for loop, how things go, why these things are necessary. And at the end, I will share the collab, what we will be doing. And you please practice, because practice is very important. How much ever, see, we have 1 week time till the next class, right? So we can all distribute the questions, how many questions we need to do. And one thing what we have learned from our classes also, that regular. Even if you cannot take out 1 hour, half an hour, at least 15, 20 minutes, something you just try to solve, because that builds the problem solving habit, right? And it helps a lot in the long run. So let's try to keep that up. And then I have also, after you practice this collab, this long collab that we will be doing, that we will be solving now. So after that, I will also share the GitHub repo, which has the questions regarding this. While 10 or 11 questions, something will be there. So that will be really good if you all try those and you solve those, and we have some good communication in our community, like in our channel, so that the flow is there, right? So shall we start with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And another thing is, right now, because I didn't know what to start, where to start with, I am just using a notebook. I know the visibility and the clarity might not be that good, but I am working on it. I am trying. I am thinking of getting a pad so that it will be much more clearer and much more crisp to understand. So maybe by the next or and the other next week, I will get that. Till then, please bear with me. Till then, try to understand whatever I'm doing in the notebook. And let's start. So if control statement, what it was doing, it was checking for some particular conditions, right? Now, our main now how many times are we going to do the things which needs to be done repeatedly, right? How many times should we do repetitive things, right? So for those things, if loop, if conditions will work, print statements will also work. But is it really effective if we can use another, if we can have another approach, right? So in that, our loop structure comes, our looping comes. Give me 1 second. I need to enlarge this, otherwise the view will not be good. Do you guys have any idea how can I make this screen big for you guys so that it's visible in the larger
Uh,
screen?
like every one of us can pin your screen. It makes a bit larger, not that large, but yeah.
In my screen, I need this to be big,
Oh, in
because
yours,
this will be recorded, right?
yeah. So the only thing you can do is pin this. Other
Yes,
than
yes,
that,
I'll try. Still, it's not that big.
yeah.
Let me. I will. I will share this. You guys can see, right? Okay, okay. Oh,
Okay, yeah. You can. What you can do is go to adjust view, yeah, and put it in spotlight.
absolutely. Yes, yes. Just you. Yeah, I was using that for the previous sessions. Yes, thank you. I forgot this one totally. Okay. Is it? Are you able to see things? See, guys, is it visible?
Yeah, yeah, your page is visible.
Wait, pin is gone. What's happening? Okay, I need to pin it. Oh, okay. So you guys were able to see it, right? The video. Is it visible?
Yeah, for me it's visible.
It's
I've pinned
visible,
it.
Nayan. Yeah, it's visible.
It's visible for you guys. Why am I not
Yes.
able to see in my screen? Because my screen needs to be. Okay, okay, okay. Done, done. Okay, I can see. All right. Okay. It's lagging. I don't know why it's lagging a lot. Mm, I don't want this to be lagging. Do you guys are you guys able to see my hand and my pen, right? You guys able to see it, right?
Yes, yes, Nayan.
Okay, it's my screen that is lagging. How to solve this? Because otherwise it won't be it won't appear in the recordings.
It's clear, Nayan. You can start from our end. It's very clear.
Uh,
I know. It's just that my laptop, in my laptop, I am this thing.
Nayan, like, do you have some experience with the Excali draw? Can we use that? That will be, I think, more.
I don't have actually. Is it writing with the this thing with this mouse cursor?
No, no. Writing you can do with the text, and draw you can draw with mouse. You don't have to
Yeah,
write with the mouse. You can use your keyboard.
that I'll have to try in another way, right? Because I need to take this right now. Let's try to think. Cannot waste much time in this thing. That's why my laptop is not getting, it's not able to take it. Okay, fine. Let's take the session. Let's move ahead. Let me try with just with this how to do with this one. I don't know why my laptop is not working. Okay, now it's working almost. So loop, right? Today's agenda. Okay. Yes. So here we will see the entire content is there. The need for loops, then the while loops, then we'll have questions for while loops, the need for loops, then range, then the jump on range, jump in range, and then questions in for loop. Okay. Now, uh, on top of it, let's. Are you able to? Are you guys able to see my this video right now?
Yes,
Right now, is it clear? Is this clear or it's not clear?
it's clear.
Okay. So how we know the loop things in our general life? Something is going, something is going straight, and then something is going round and round and round and round, repetitive things, right? And then it may finally go straight again, right? That's the basic understanding of loops that we generally think, right? Now, let's suppose we have the print hello world, right? Now, this print hello world, if I need to write it one time, this is good. This is enough. If I need to write two times, also I can do, right? If I need to write it 100 times, right? How do I do it? I need some kind of a better approach, better alternative, right? Now, for that, what do we do is we will use the concept of looping in programming. Okay. Now, let's try to understand a basic question like a lock, opening a lock. So if you guys can see here, I have drawn this. Let's suppose this is a lock. The lock is visible, right? You can call me and you can tell me if there is any problem in showing the video or anything, right? And I'll stop and I'll clear that. Okay. You guys are able to see the lock, right? What I have drawn.
Yes, Nayan.
Okay. Now, in basic lock, what do we have? Generally, in the lock of our suitcases, there are three locks, right? Three this rotating things, right? The locks which will be opened, and every three buttons have 10 options: 0 to 9, 0 to 9, 0 to 9, right? Now, let's suppose this is A, this is B, this is C, right? Now this has 10 options. This has either 10 options. This has either 10 options. And this C also has either 10 options. Right? Now, totally, totally how many permutations, totally how many options is possible with these three with these three combinations, with these three lock options. Let's try to understand that. So it might be 000, right? It might be 001, it might be 002, it might be 003. Like this, it will go to 999. Tell me how many options do we have altogether? If you look at this, 1000 options, right? If it is 1000 options, do you feel it's manually possible to go through each and every option by on our own to check each and every lock combination? No, right? We need to do some kind of automation here, some kind of thing we have to play it here, right? To get the code, to get the lock, right? So if we see basic combination, basic permutation also 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, total 1000 combinations is possible. So what do we do? In our basic understanding, what do we do? We will try with 001, 000. Then we will try this. If it works, great. It moves. It's open and it's gone. It's done. If it doesn't work, then what happens? Then we will increase the number by one, right? And then we will try it again. If that works, great. If not, then we will increase. Like this, we will have to do a max of till 999, right? And then there among all of this, something will open, right? Right? Now, if this thing, now this was all our thinking, right? This is how we would have done manually on our own. But computer, in our computer, we need to do something, right? So that it understand, it perform the same thing. How do we do that? Now, for that, what our basic understanding is, so we will keep doing this loop until either the lock opens, either out of these conditions, either the lock will open or it will reach till 999, right? It has to do out of these two options, one has to be done. Only then this will be gone, right? So how do we formulate our code based on this? How do we reach onto how that the mechanism of the while loop? How do we reach there? So to reach it, it has mainly three options. So let's try to understand. So if the combination is zero, then how do we basic understanding is that while the lock is not open, we'll keep trying, right? In a basic human language, we're trying to interpret it in a while loop, just in a basic language format, right? That while lock is not open, then we'll keep trying. So let's try to understand this. If this was an if condition, if what it would have done, it will check the condition, then it will do something, right? That was the the format of the if condition, right? But in while loop, what happens is the while will check for the condition. It will always check for the condition. It will do something again and again. Okay. And it keeps on happening until the condition becomes false. Until and unless the condition is true, till that moment the condition is true, it will keep on happening until and unless the condition becomes false. And if the condition does not become false, it will go into an infinite loop, which is the biggest problem of the while loop. So we always need to take care of the while loop's condition where it finally becomes false. If it does not become false, it will keep on going, keep on going. It has no end. Okay, and it has massive load on the system. So let's try to understand how we do it now. So for a while loop to run, we have three major things. One is one is the initialization. One is the initialization that it needs a starting point, right? How we check this c equal to 000, that we were checking from 000, then we are incrementing step by step, right? So we need a point of initialization, right? That's the first step. That from here we will start. Now the while condition, it has the condition that okay, I have started, but till when I should go, right? Because it needs some kind of condition that till that point I need to run. right? So so the while condition has that part, and the way I incremented this 0, 1, 2, 3 step by step. If I had not done this, it would have stuck at 0, 0, 0, right? There would have been no increment, right? So what do we do? We need the updation, correct? Till here, clear, guys? Any question, any problem? Please unmute and you can ask, no problem. Let's try to make this a very, very interactive session so that it benefits every one of us. Any question, any issues, any doubt till here?
No, Nayan.
All right. So let's try to look at our document. So my screen is visible, right?
Yes, it's visible.
So the same thing, what we have done here is um, the number log with 3 digit, one would have to iterate the same things that I have told. It's there. I have written it here. So the code of while loop has first the initialization where the loop has to start. Let's suppose if we know the password is greater than 500, then we would start from 501, right? And then accordingly, we would give the combination as either 0 or 501, depending on how much details we have uh, about the loop, that from which point it should start, right? Then the condition, that on which condition the code has to run, that till which condition the code has to run, either or till where, or the condition where the loop has to stop. So that's it. While log still closed, try this combination, it keeps on going, right? And then the updation, update the iterator variable. So the variable that we are using in the beginning, that we have to increment so that the loop continues, right? Till it reaches its exhaustion point. That is this condition. Till the condition, it has to keep going. Otherwise, it won't get over, right? So uh, this one, we will use a while loop to print numbers from 1 to 5. Okay. So how do we, so what was our basic idea? What was our basic idea? We will use it. Let's suppose we are using a variable counter equal to 1, then we'll print 1, right? Then we will increase this variable's value, and then we'll print it again. Then we'll again increase it, we'll print it again. So how many numbers you want, that many times we have to do. But is this really efficient way to do it? No, right? Obviously no, right? That it's really not a pretty useful way to do this thing, right? So what we will do is, now we're trying to do with the while loop. The same thing. What did we discuss it, guys? If you recall that, first of all, we need initialization, right? If we're doing initialization, this is the initialization, right? So we want to print from 1 to 5. So if we are printing from 1 to 5, so the initialized value should be starting from 1, correct? Till here, it's okay, right? You can give me a thumbs up, or you can give me, you can unmute and you can tell me so that I have the confirmation that you guys are following, okay? Next is the condition. Next state is condition, right? In the condition, what we are saying, I need to print the numbers from 1 to 5. If my number is starting from 1 and it has to print till 5, so the number needs to end at 5, right? So this was the condition that we were talking about. That this is telling us that this is where the code has to stop. Okay? And what's our basic thing? That till then you print it. Okay. And after that, what is it? This is the updation, right? So this is the condition and this is the updation. Clear till here, guys? Now if I run this code, you will see it's running. Correct? You can see that this is running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Otherwise, now this is for a small number. This looks pretty good. That okay, why do we need this much? But what would have happened if we have been given the question that you print 100 numbers or 1,000 numbers, right? Because there will be a few things we need to write, or we need to give the user as the output as this thing, right? That okay, you give me 1,000 of these lines, 100 of these lines, or other different patterns that we'll discuss now in a few minutes, right? Now let's try to look at a few questions. What is the question saying? Take an input from user. If this is there, or either this is not there, it's best if we take the input from the user, because whatever we will deal in real life in practical scenarios, we will always deal with the user's inputs, right? We won't give some just random values from on our own, right? We won't give some static values on our own, right? There will always be We will always play with the input from the users, right? So that's why it's best practice that we use inputs from user and print all the alternate numbers from one till input. Correct? Is the question correct? Print all the alternate numbers from one to input. Okay. Can you guys try on your own looking at this? Can you guys try on your own and give me the output and give me the code, just the idea of the code in the chat, so that I can look. Let's try to do some brainstorming on our own. Is it possible, guys? Would you guys do it?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. Thank you.
The question is, we have to take an input from user and print all the alternate numbers, right?
Yeah, from one till the input number. Till
Alternate
the
as in like there should be a gap
one.
of.
Yeah, yeah, 1, 3, 5, like that.
Okay.
Once you do it, either paste it in the chat of this Google Meet, or you can post it in our community channel also. You guys done?
Yeah.
Harish, Gautam, you tried? You're trying? Adam?
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying.
Try to take the reference from this question. It's very much similar. Just try to think along this way, along this direction. You can discuss with me also. You can unmute and like, what's your thought process? You can discuss also. Any one of you can unmute and let's discuss how you are thinking. Okay, guys, any update?
Yeah, I've pasted it in the chat.
Okay, let me check. Num I equal num print I equal to, yes, correct. Guys, shall I start discussing this or you're going to paste your answers? You done? You halfway? You midway? How much? Why I'm doing this is because I don't want this to be a one-way session, right? Because if I have some participation from your side also, then it becomes a live class, right? Live session, right? That's why. So if you give some feedback, some response on this, then it becomes a little bit better than just me saying all the concepts and all the things, right? All right. Let me take this. Let me start. So what we are doing is here we're we're taking the input from the user, that we're telling him that okay, please input a number, whatever number, till what number you want to print, right? Because that's the limit. What we were doing here is we're taking the limit here itself. Then the same thing initialization we're doing here. Now in the condition, what we need to change it, initially what we had the stopping point here. We did it manually, right? That I need to print till 5. So my condition will stop at 5, right? Now what do we want? We want our condition to end at the number which the input has given, which the user has given, right? So that's why we don't have any fixed number. We will give the ending condition, the stopping condition till the number itself, whatever the user has given, right? That's the basic logic. And then we'll print the number and then we will increase the number by 2, right? Because if I increase by 1, then it prints the next number, right? But I need to print the alternate numbers. So to print the alternate numbers, I am incrementing it by 2, correct? Now Next thing is what we are saying. The same thing in this question also. Taken input from the user for start and end values. You're getting the point, right? Till here, what we were saying. First, I was saying print from 1 to 5. We had given both the fixed numbers that I need to print from 1 to 5. Okay. Next question, next thing was I need to print from 1 till n input from the user. That whatever limit the user gives, I'll print till then. The next question, okay, I did not run this code, right? So if I run this, so I'm getting the intimation that please enter a number. I am getting 10 and see what it prints is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, right? So this has been done. Next question is saying that I need to take an input from the user for start also and the end values also, right? And print every third number. Okay. So if we look at the condition, if we look at this thing, our basic instinct directly goes that right now, whatever happens in the starting lines, we don't care. But looking at this window, the updation will be I plus 3, right? It will be the increment will be with the 3, right? That we need to print every third number. Now, now our how the code will be. I am taking the input for the start also. I am taking the input from the for the end also. Now, look at this condition, where this condition is starting and where this condition is ending at. What am I saying? What we were doing just a few moments till now, that my ending condition I was taking, that my stopping point I was taking from the input. So my initialization point was going till this number, right? Now, what I have taken my start, because start itself is the initialization point, right? Because I need to print from the start because I'm taking input from the start itself. If I'm taking the input of the start also, then I will make my condition based on the start and end. Okay. Then I'll print my start and then I will increment my start by 3. Till here, this much clear, guys? You can give me a thumbs up, you can unmute and say, you can unmute and ask anything. Till here, is it fine? Hello, anyone there?
Yeah, it's
Am I
clear.
audible? Okay,
You're
okay,
audible.
okay. Thanks. So, this if I run, I am taking the input also for the start. I am taking the input for the end, and then uh, what is happening? Oh, two. I have given two. Okay, nice. Okay, saw it. Right? Okay, here I gave the prompt for 40. So one. See this? Oh, every time. You got the idea, right? That whatever starting point and whatever the ending point is there, the code will run from there and code will go to the end point, right? Now, the next question is take an input from the user for start and end values, print all even numbers between them. Okay. Now let's try to think in some logical way, right? Let's try to think how to find if a number is even or odd, right? So if a number is odd and or if a number is even, what is the basic what is the basic criteria, like how do we solve that problem? First of all, how do we find out, how do we figure out if a number itself is odd or even, right? That's the first thing. Then we can think of other things, correct? Now, yes. Okay. So, The first thing is we will start from start, go up till end, and check every number if it is even. And if it is even, then we'll print it. Right? That's the thinking process of how do we approach this question, right? Now, next thing is, but how do we check if a number is even or odd, right? So the thought process of the process of finding any number being odd or even is, we will take the modulus of that number by 2, because every odd number divided by 2 gives us a remainder 1, and every even number divided by 2 gives us a remainder 0, because that's the basic logic of odd and even number, right? That's the basic logic. If a number is divisible by 2, then it's an even number. If a number is not divisible by 2, that is, its remainder is 1, which is an odd number. But how to find that? We cannot divide and we cannot check, right? For that, we have the condition of modulus. So if the modulus, so what we check is if the number itself is divisible by 2. And how do we say divisible by 2? That means if I divide that number by 2 and the remainder is 0, that means it is an even number. Okay. So modulo is saying I will divide you, and then whatever the remainder I will check, and if the remainder is 0, is equal to 0, that means it's even and I will print it. Then the remaining question, then the remaining thing, then the remaining concept is the same, that you take the input from the start, you take the end, and now what I am doing here is we will use a few other tricks so that we understand a lot of concepts here in between, right? So you forget about this right now. So while loop is the same thing, right? That it will start from that it needs to end at end. So I am giving the condition here as start is less than equal to end. Okay. And this condition, what this condition is doing, this condition checking if it is even or odd, right? If it is even or if it is odd, then we will print it. If it is even or if it is odd, we will not print it. But either this, whatever this print statement does or does not do, the start needs to increase, right? The start point needs to increment. Otherwise, this loop will never end, right? Till here, whatever I told, is this clear? Till here, guys, do I need to repeat? Do you want me to repeat anything out of what I have till whatever I have discussed till now? Hello, guys, you there?
Yeah, it's clear, bro.
Clear now? Okay.
Mm.
Now, I let's suppose now try to understand this. What I am giving commenting here is that just for everyone to understand that this code, that this block will check the number is even or odd, and according to that, this will print it. Now, if you remember that in the beginning itself, what we discussed is in Python is very, very indentation sensitive, right? That it is based only in indentation, right? Now, this start incrementing, this increment, if I don't give it here, this loop, this loop will not run properly. Did you get that? If I give it here, if I give it under this, if I give it under this if block, then this entire code will not run properly. Are you able to get why? Can you understand why? Because then how the code will run, that this will run, this will check only if it is even, only then the start will increment. Otherwise, the start will not even increment. But what I need to do, I need to increment this start, right? No matter what this condition does or not, because I need to check for each and every number starting from start and ending at end.
Mm.
Yes, Adam, you
Even
have
even
any
if you get
question?
the odd, even if you get the odd number also, We need to check again till the last number,
Yeah.
right? That's why
e-
you written that.
yeah. But but if I give the indentation here at this point, then it comes under the if block. If it comes under the if block, then what happens is, let's suppose my starting number itself was 3. Okay. Then it will check, then it will enter, and then it will increase. Then it will check. Okay. Am I odd? Am I even? No, I am not even. Then what do I do? Because it did not even enter in this block, this will not even execute. If it does not execute, this will not increment. If it does not increment, it will just stuck there. It will just get stuck and it will not do anything. It will go in an infinite loop. It will get stuck. Do you want to see what I meant to say? Suppose I am giving 3, I am giving 10. You see, this code is stuck. It has gone into a loop, infinite loop. See, because this is never getting false. This is not getting ended. See, this is rotating, right? So that's what I meant when I said the false. This condition needs to become false at a point so that the loop gets over, so that this loop gets exhausted. Otherwise, this will go into an infinite loop. Clear, guys? Now, if I give the start here, now if I give 1, if I give 10, see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, what I did was, I just need to take why I did the count here is count equal to 0 is just to get the idea of how many times the loop actually ran, right? Because we might not get the estimate that how many times the loop ran, right? To get that idea, what we did was we put the variable here, and each and every time this loop ran, we'll just increment the count. Okay, and at the end, when this condition goes to the point of 10, for 10 it enters and it becomes 10, and then what happens is it finishes for 11, it will get over, it will become false, because at the end the start will increase, it will become 10, it will become 11, and once it becomes 11 here, it is already at 10, then it will become false. It comes out, then it will print loop ran count times. This is the string concatenation that we discussed in our second session, right? So the count variable has been concatenated here. And right now we know that this is how this is done. Okay, this code is clear, guys. All of you, Harish, Adam, and Gautam, clear? You guys can you guys give me the confirmation? Okay, thank you. Now let's suppose there is a better way to uh, what it was doing. It was checking for each and every number, and it was checking for if it is or even or odd, right? It was checking. Let's try to optimize this code in a way so that it runs a little bit lesser time. Let's see if it is possible or not. What we think, what we do is, for that, we will check at the beginning itself that the starting number that the starting number is even or odd. If the starting number itself, try to listen what I'm trying to say, and just formulate the code, just the starting of the code on your own, and then we will have some uh, proper thought process that this is how the code runs. Okay, so just try to listen me out. What I'm trying to say is, let's suppose in the beginning itself we will check the starting number is odd or even. If the starting number is odd, then what we can do is we can increment the start number by 1, then it becomes even, right? And once it becomes even, then we will print that number, and we will increment the code, then we'll increment the variable of then we'll increment the start variable by 2. That way we will always have the even numbers. Is this much clear, guys? Did I make sense? Were you able to get me? What I said just now?
Yes, Nayan.
Okay. So if it is, I told you about the odd condition. What about even? If the starting number itself is even, if the starting itself is even, then what happens is, then we don't need to do anything. We can print the number, then we can increment 2 and we can keep the loop going, right? Now tell me how many times the loop runs in those scenarios. Can you think about that? Does it decrease or does it remain the same? For this question itself, for this question itself, for the start value of 1 and 10, can you tell me how many times the loop runs in that case that I just told you? Could you give me the number that how many times the loop will run in that case?
End minus start divide by 2.
N minus start divide by 2.
Yeah.
No, no. I am just asking you just basic. If I'm starting from 1 and I am ending at 10,
Just give one hyphen 10.
1 hyphen 10, I didn't get you.
Like the range and the brackets we can give, and then from 1 to 10 and brackets close.
1 to 10 brackets closed.
Yeah, something like this. I'm just typing.
Okay.
Something like this.
No, right now we're not discussing the range. Range we'll discuss for the for loop, right? If I need to do something here, if I need to do something in the while loop itself, what I'm asking is the conditions the two conditions, the two optimizations that I just told you, that if I need to optimize this, that I don't want the code to just waste 10 steps, right? How many times did it print? It printed 5 times, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I should have gotten 5 times the loop. Let's suppose, why do I need to waste my code for the other two things? It can save a lot of time for me, right? Even though it's in millisecond, if it's a bigger code, it would have saved me a lot of time. So for that, what I told you is I will check the number. I will check the number in the beginning itself, the starting number. So what I will do, I will check the number at the beginning, whether it is odd or even. If it is odd, I will increment the number by 1, so it becomes even. I will print it, then I'll keep on incrementing the number by 2. That way I will always check, I can always get the even number. Are you following me till here?
Yes.
Got it, right? In case of even number, in case of even number, if it's even, then I don't have to do anything. I don't have to increment anything. I can just print the number. I can just increment it by 2 and I will have all the even numbers. Now, keeping these conditions in mind, with my starting point is 1 and ending point is 2, how many times the loop will run if I apply that method, if I apply that optimization?
One time it would be running, and like you're stating that it is going to start by 1 and end by 10. So the build, it would be happening only one time, right? I'm not sure whether it is right or wrong.
Okay, okay. Maybe you misunderstood a little bit what I was trying to say. Once I show the code here, it will be clear. Harish, you have any answer for this?
Can you repeat the range? Like it is 1 to 2 or 1 to 10? Like I am also
1 to
confused about
10.
this.
Same this 1 to
Yeah. Then
10,
1 to 10 it will run for 5 times. Like
5 times.
yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Based on your understanding, it's 1 to 5. Okay, and
Yeah.
what about Shafi?
Okay, is it
No,
six
no,
times,
bro. I don't know.
Nayan?
Bro,
Two,
first give
four.
the clarity about that condition, bro.
The
Sure, sure.
condition where you are giving is like 2, 4, 6,
Okay.
8, 10, because since
Yeah.
there are like 10 variables, so it is triggering in the it like six times.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You check here, and you will understand what I was trying to say. You see, starting and ending is here, right?
Yes.
I'm checking the starting. I'm checking the start here itself. If it is even, I will initialize this variable I equal to start. I am just taking a variable that I equal to start. Okay. Otherwise, otherwise means what? It's an odd number. Then what I will do? I will increment it by one. So if it was odd, it becomes even now, right? Now, now the game starts. I will keep the count here. Then I will run the while loop in the same pattern, and every time the code runs, I will increment the count. I'll print I'll increment the I by 2. Now tell me, if I give the starting point is 1, ending point is 2, how what will be the count at this point? That means how many times the code will run, the loop will run.
6 times.
Okay. And who said this answer? Six, Gautam or Safi?
Me, Shafi, bro.
Okay. And Gautam and Harish, according to you, what are the answers?
Six only, Nayan.
Six. Harish,
It will be one.
it will be one. How?
Yeah. 1 to 2 is the range, right?
No, bro.
1 to
1 to
10, bro.
10, same thing, same
Again, 10.
condition.
Okay.
So Gautam, tell me, why did you feel that the code will run 6 times? And Shafi, you also. Could you explain?
Why? Because why we'll start with initial number one. That will be
Yeah.
might be even or odd. It will
Uh,
count, and from 1 to 10 we'll have five events. So 5 plus 1, 6. I thought that's yeah.
No, you see, when one will become two, am I incrementing the count in this process? No, right?
Yes.
So the increment will be done irrespective of the count. So the count will not increase if this thing is done. So the count will only increase once it enters the while loop. Are you able to see? The count
Yeah.
is increasing only when it enters the while loop. And when does it enter the while loop? After the I gets sorted here. So after the I is getting sorted here, then the count is increasing. So let's suppose my starting input was 1, ending was 10. So 1, it will check, okay, am I odd or even? Okay, I'm odd. So I will become 2, right? Once it becomes 2, now count is being initialized as 0. So it will check 2 is less than equal to 10 or not. Okay, it's true. Then I will enter, I will count, I will increase my count 1, I will print I, that means I will print the 2. Then I will keep on incrementing the I by 2 times. That means my 2 will become 4. Then 4 will enter the loop. 4 will check, okay, am I less than or equal to 10? Okay, it's true. I am less than or equal to. So I will enter, I will increment my count. That is, I will become 2. Then I will print 4. Then 4 will become 6. Then 6 will enter here. 6 is less than 10, then count will become 3, it will print 6, then I will become 8. Then 8 will again check, okay, I am less than 10, count becomes 4, it will print 8, then it becomes 10. 10 is still less than 10, less than equals to 10. See, less than or equals to 10, right? It is not less than, but it is equal to 10, right? So it
Mm.
enters the count. So count becomes 5, then it will print the 10. Now count I becomes 12. Now it
12.
will check, okay, 12 is less than 10. Oh no. Now the code loop breaks. After the loop breaks, what it will say? The loop ran 5 times.
5 times.
Yes. See, You guys clear how this is working?
Yes, yes.
Harish, Gautam, all clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. That's why the second answer is more optimized since the loop runs less number of times, right? So if this was 100, it would have run 100 times, but this would have run 50 times. So it's saving half of the time, right? So that's more optimization. Now, let's suppose next question is you are a bowler and you have to bowl 1 over 6 balls, and we need to print bowling ball number is each and every number, right? Now, how do I say? First step is initialization. Ball number is 1. I need to print the ball number from 1 to 6, right? So the condition is what? If I need to print till 6, that means the ball number should be less than or equal to 6. Be careful of this thing very. Be careful of this one, okay? Because if we give it less than equal to, then I need to give the limiting number. But if I give you this, then it should become 7. You clear about this thing? That this limiting case we should be very aware of, okay? What we are giving this condition of. So right now I'm giving it 6. So what is saying? Ball number. Okay. So this is a string concatenation. Then I am. So this is the initialization. This is the condition. This is whatever print statement I am doing. And here this is the updation. Clear, guys? Till here? Okay. Thank you. Now print all numbers from 1 to n, that is an input from the user, in a single line. What do we do in a single to print? See, here everything was printing in separate lines, right? Here everything was running printing in a separate lines. If you observe this, everything is running in separate lines. Everything, each and every number, right? Instead, we did not mention anything. Still, it's just printing in separate lines. What do we do if we need to print everything in a single line? So there is a function parameter inside which is inbuilt with print. It's called the end. Okay. So what it does is it will just, in a way, it concatenates each and every new line numbers. Okay. So let's suppose I would have given number equal to 5. Okay. Then 1 to 5, what it would have done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in new lines it would have printed. But what this end is doing, whatever first number it was printing and the second number it is printing, it will bring them together. Then 2 and 3 also it will do same thing, 3 and 4, 4 and 5 like that. It will just keep on doing. Is this clear? And end is clear, Anna? Guys? Thank you. Now, let's understand a few of the questions. Let's try to do a few questions regarding end. So what it does is, end parameter can take values such as one space. This is one space. If you observe it, there is one space. Okay. If you don't give space also is fine. It will just bring them together. Let's try to look at how it works. See, there is no space in between the numbers, right? So it is not giving any space in between the numbers. But if I give the space, what it will do is it will give one space between each and every number. Okay. All right. Gautam had to left. Okay, he'll be back in some time. No problem. Now it takes tab, that is one tab, kind of one tab space, and then one new line also it takes. Okay, so we can do various things. So here, if I'm giving backslash t, what it does is, if if I give the same number, you see the distance between each and every number. It's one tab space distance, right? One tab space distance is there. And similarly, if I do new line, everything will be printed in a new line as we used to do in the previous. Without the end, what you are doing, it's doing the same thing with the end also, because it's taking the new line here itself, right? So after each and every line, it's doing the same. So it's undoing whatever it had done. So it's this is of no use. This is actually practically of no use of the purpose that we are doing the printing and the new line. It's not fulfilling that. So it's just how it runs. That's what it's saying, right? So that's what this is describing, right? That this means we append a white space at the end of our print statement. This means we append a tab at the end of it. This means we append a new line at the end. Now, keeping that logic in mind, if you see whatever we give inside the end parameter, that thing itself gets concatenated after our general print statement. Did you observe that? Now you see. What I am doing here is I am giving random, then end anything at all. Then I'm giving print, I'm giving anything at, then I'm giving statements, it's giving end. Okay, and anything. Now what it does is, what it will print is, if you see it here, mm, let me give spaces so that it becomes a little bit less messier. See, random, anything at all. Print, anything at, and then statements, anything. Got it? Clear, guys? How end works actually? Okay, thank you. Next is, let's try to see this one, how this one is working. I am taking an input from the user, right? Then I'm giving the same condition, initialization, end condition, that is the condition, main condition. Then what I'm doing is I'm printing I and I'm giving one space. I'm giving space or not. Okay, I'm not giving space. Let's see what output this gives. See, whatever we did here, we just practice here, that code itself is here. Next is same thing, print hello, and these two are two different lines, right? So what this will do is this will bring them together without any space. So it will merge them. See, hello world without any space. If I give one space between them, it will make a proper hello world, right? Next is, oh, this is the same thing. I'm taking the input from one to that input. I will print and it will just add a space. The same things that we tried, it's just showing it here, right? Next is after each after printing each number, we are printing one hello each, right? So if I'm giving you here, say one hello, two hello, three hello, four hello, five hello. Got it, guys? Till here clear? End is clear? How we play with end, how we use end. Okay, thank you. So similarly, there is a sep parameter. So what sep parameter is doing? And was playing with each and every print line. Sep is used for one single print line. So what we do, if we have different strings which are given, which are separated using commas, and I'm giving something inside the sep. What it does is, after each and every comma, it will append this thing. It will just concatenate this thing. Okay. So if I run this, you will see this whatever are whatever multiple whatever strings whatever 45 whatever 68 whatever. Okay. So if you see the difference in end, the hello after the printing the last number, the hello was here also. You see that? But in SEP, it's not there after the end value. Okay, this is the difference of their printing process and how they work. Okay, Now, next question is multiplication table. We need to make multiplication table of each and every number, whatever the input we give. Now, let's try to understand how what the code is, what the question is asking us here. Take the number of test cases from the user. That means what? That I am asking for the asking from the user how many multiplication tables you want. Okay. If you want 10 multiplication tables, then for each multiplication table, I need to give an output that this is the number I want the multiplication of. See, here there are two conditions, two inputs. One is the number of test cases. Another is take the number upon which we want to do the multiplication. We want to find the multiplication table of, right? So the process should be, if you see it here, take the number of test cases. See, 2, the prompt should be like this. Enter the number of test cases. If you don't give this prompt is also fine. But if you give it, so 2, right? How many multiplication tables you are able to see? 2, correct? For 2, you are able to see 2. If I had given this 5, there should have been 5 tables. Now, each multiplication table should be of which number? That number should also be taken as an input from the user for each and every time. You got it? If I have gotten 2 test cases, that means there should be 2 prompts for 2 tables. So first prompt, I am giving 12, then I am getting the output like this. Then for the second prompt, I gave 4, then I am getting the output like this. Can you guys try this for a few minutes? Will not take more time, 2-3 minutes. If you can think about it, let me know. Otherwise, we'll move with the code. What do you guys say? Do you want to try for a few minutes, or should I continue?
We'll try.
Sure. Great. Thanks.
I pasted the code in the chat now.
Yes. Let me check. Yes. Hmm. So you were saying, please enter the number. I is less than equals to 1. You're incrementing I and you are doing good. But tell me one thing. This code for multiplication table is good. What do you but this is only printing only one multiplication table, right? What if I
Yeah.
want 5 multiplication tables?
Okay, so like for 5 different numbers, you want the multiplication table, right?
Uh,
Okay, let me do the changes. Times.
Yes, correct. Okay. All right. So how do we do this? See, I'm just adding whatever code you wrote, same thing. Just I'm adding this one thing here, that I am taking the test case, the number of test cases that we want to run upon. Then I'm giving one variable t equals to one, which will keep a track of this test case, that I need to go only till this many test case, right? So while t, let's suppose 2, if my test case is 2, so 1 is less than equals to 2, correct? So for one iteration, the same thing will run, that I am taking the input from the user, that what numbers multiplication table you want to run, right? So this is that input. Now that I am giving one variable I equal to 1. Now what I'm printing the multiplication table of this number, which I have taken here, and I is less than equals to 10 because I want the multiplication table of 10, right? I have the number here and I want to keep multiplying this number with 1 to 10, right? So I'm printing num into I, and I'm giving one space, and then I'm incrementing the I till 10, right? Then once this is done, what I'm doing is I'm giving one new line. I'm giving a space between both the multiplication tables. Otherwise, both would have been clubbed. There would not have been space, because what I have done is I have given end equal to space, right? So if they so the let's suppose I have given the 12 multiplication in the first case, right? What it would have done is that after 120 there would have been a space. Then again this please enter the number. It would have been clubbed with this previous thing, right? So for that, I'm giving this one and I'm incrementing this t here so that the test case gets incremented and only those many numbers I get the input here. Otherwise, it would have been in the infinite loop. Is this clear, guys? Shafi and Harish, you're almost there. Just a test case. Shafi, is this clear, or is there any issue with this? Any question?
No, the explanation is clear, bro, for me, but I'm not able to write the code.
Sure, sure, no problem. But you got the code, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Whatever
yeah,
is
yeah, 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 yeah,
okay,
bro.
okay. Sure, no problem. You just try it on your own once after this session, right? So what I'm giving is 2. So then I will give 12. Then 12 is done. Then what I will give is 4. See, you see the pattern here, right? Now let me do this. I'm giving 2, giving 12, I'm giving, see. So the previous one we had one gap, right? You see, this is what I was saying. This is what I was saying. If the new line is not there, because 120, after printing 120, it is trying to pull the next line also with it, right? So this has printed the next lines, print enter the new number. Got this much? This how what this end is doing and what this print new line is doing. So this much play. So how we need to play with these things. In nested loops, we will be implementing this up and down every time, right? So we have to be careful of this end statement and new line statement. Okay. See the difference? Now this looks good, right? Okay. Okay, guys. This is the question for both of you. What should be the answer for this one? What could be the answer for this one? Could you just think and tell me?
be a combination of like integers, buzz, phase, and phase buzz. Like
Yes. Do you agree, Shafi?
Yes, bro.
Yes. So x will start with 1, then x will run till 100, and here x is incrementing. So no worries, the updation will be done, the condition will match, the initialization is done. So the basic three conditions are satisfied, right? Then what will check for 1. Let's suppose it starts with 1. So 1 is not divisible by, it's not divisible by 3, and it's not divisible by 5. So this will just skip. Then it will say, is it by 3? No, skip. This is by 5? No, skip. Else print x. So 1 will get printed, which is an integer, right? Now the next number is, let's suppose is 3. So it is saying, am I modular by 3? Okay, yes. But it's saying, and I need to be divisible by 5, which is not true, because and means both has to be true. So this will be skipped. Then it is saying, am I divisible by 3? Yes, 3 is divisible by 3. So fizz will be printed, which is fizz. Next, let's suppose our next number is 5. So what 5 will do is, let's know, next number I'm saying is 3 or 4. So 4 also does not fall into these three categories. It will also print 4. Next 5. 5 does not fall under this category because this part is true, but this part is not true. So this will be get skipped. This will get skipped. This will print fuzz. This will print buzz, right? Let's suppose after buzz, then what will be printed? 6 for 6, fizz will be printed. For 7, 7 will be printed. For 8, 8 will be printed. For 9, buzz fizz will be printed. For 10, buzz will be printed. For 11, then 11 will be printed. For 12, buzz will be fizz will
Buzz
be
will,
printed.
phase will be
For
printed.
yeah, for 13, then 13 will be printed. For 14, this 14 will be printed. For 15, both this condition is true, right? Both this condition is true for 15. So for 15, this fizz buzz will be printed. And similarly, this will keep on going. So it's a combination of fizz buzz and or integers, right? So I have in the code here. Let me try, see. I'll reduce the number by 15 so that I have all the examples. See, correct? Got this? Next is list. Okay. You guys don't mind the session going a little bit longer today, right? Because there are a lot of concepts, and I'm trying to implement a few this live brainstorming also. So it's getting a little bit delayed. No worries, right? You guys will be there, right?
Yes, bro. Okay, no worries.
Sure. Thanks. So list is a data type that is this is a both. It's actually data type and it's also a data structure also. So data type, we learned in the beginning sessions that integers, then what are these strings, then characters, then float, then boolean. These are all data types, right? These are the type of data that we try to that we can use in Python to do various kind of operations and any kind of manipulations that we want to do. Next is a very important data type and also data structure, which is list. Okay, so list is also data type which can store various data, irrespective of whatever data it is. Actually, what happens is in other languages, in many other languages, it's kind of an array, but this is much more dynamic. So in arrays, what happens? You can store only one type of data type, but in list you can store any kind of data types. In list you can store even list inside a list also you can store. Then right now we'll not go into those things. We'll anyway explore those things in future sessions. So it can also store various kind of variables also. So what I'm doing here is a equal to hello. This is a list, right? So this is a list of strings or with 5 elements. So these are elements. Each and every comma separated value is called an element. Okay, and because each and every element here is a string, So this is a list of strings with 5 elements, right? Now once I run this code, and if I run the type of A, so you can see it's a list. If type of A is responding with a value, that means this is a data type, right? Now, len of A is a function which gives us the number of elements present in the list. Okay, we'll be using this one a lot in our future sessions. So that's why we have given this. Next is a very important concept, which is range. Now, a function, there is a function itself in Python, which is range, which is a range function. Now, what happens is in range functions, in mathematics, what range is? There are four types of mixed ranges we can use. One is both are close parentheses. So, if both are close parentheses, then what happens is, so let's suppose here I have 3 comma 5. 3 comma 6. For 3 comma 6, what it corresponds to is it is inclusive of 3, 4, 5, 6. So what it gives us is this is inclusive of the beginning and the strength. So square brackets take the element which is on the borders. Okay. Next is next important is parentheses. So in parentheses, what happens is both are exclusive. So 3 will also not be included, 5, 6 will also not be included, 5 will be included. Okay. Next is mixed. So what happens is 3 comma 6. Here 3 comma 6. Here what happens is it gives us, it includes the 3 and it excludes the 5, 6, 7, 6. Okay. And next is here and here. So what do you think? The same thing, that 3 will be excluded and 4, 5, 6 will be included. Okay. Now, Python uses this format. Okay. Python uses this format. In its range function, whatever inbuilt range function it has, Python uses this one. Okay. Python's inbuilt range function, Python's range function uses this. So you see, here I have written the square brackets are inclusive. It means both starting number and ending number are included in the range. Next is the parentheses are exclusive. It means both starting number and ending number are excluded from the range. The function range has mixed range. It includes start but excludes end. So it goes from start to end minus 1. Got it? Whatever end number we had, it is going till it is going 1 minus that number, right? 6, it was going till 6, but it won't go to 6, it will go to 5, right? Next is if a start is not given, let's suppose in the range function 5 is given. So what it does is it includes the 0 in it itself. So what it will give us is our range is from 0 to 5. If we have not, if we have not given anything, that then it includes the 0 on its own. Okay. To see all the numbers in the range, we will use list. We will use the list of range. Then it will give us all the numbers, whatever numbers is there in this range. So if I give this, it will give us, see, in this 12, you can see clearly because I did not give any starting value. It took the 0 by default, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's going till 11. Even though it's going till 11, how many numbers are there? There are 12 numbers only, right? You got this one? There are only 12 numbers in this one because 0 is there. If it would have been if it would have been 0 till 12, then also the same answer you would have gotten, right? If it would have been 1 to 12, then there would be 11 numbers. Got it? And range does not work with float numbers. Float numbers does not work. and length of range is whatever the length of range is, always end minus start. So 12, right? 12 minus start is what? If there is no start, 0. So 12 minus 0 is 12. So there are 12 numbers. So this is a way to get it. So if I give you a free few of these things, so print list is doing the same thing, list is doing the same thing. It's just that in scripts, in Python scripts, where we do a lot of things, if we need to print something there, if I just write this list or this range, it won't show anything to the user. But if I give a print before this thing, whatever we want to show to our user, then it gives the print. I will give you an example in the later course, then you will be able to understand properly because this is an online IDE. So this can show us anything that it's very, very dynamic and it's very good actually. But in actual the scripts, if we want to print this thing, let's suppose you wanted to print this one, and you thought, okay, in my Google Colab Python IDE, I just gave the list of range of 12 and it printed this one. But this is an IDE, it's an environment, right? So this environment is set to print whatever it performs on, right? But a proper script does not work like that. If you want to print something, you need to give the print before that. Is this clear, guys? Is this okay? Thanks. Thanks, Shafi. So next is 2 to 10. So in 2 to 10 also, 2 will be included, 10 will be excluded. And how many numbers are there? There are 8 numbers. 10 minus 2, 8, right? So this 3, 3, 2, 8 numbers, right? Then 2 to 5, 2, 3, and 4, 3 numbers, right? Tell me, this one. This one tries to include this one, and this one tries to exclude this one. If this happens, then there is nothing. We have to be very careful of this kind of situation, this kind of conditions. Okay. Starting and end has nothing. That means you cannot do anything. It's done. Okay. Next is list of. Now in this case, what do you think the output will be? Okay, tell me. For 7 and 8, for 7 to 8, what do you think the output will be?
8.
8?
A list with just 7.
Yes. Shafi, so what happens is it tries to include 7, it excludes 8. So only 7 is printed. Got it?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Now float is not accepted. So what if I run float, what will happen? It will give us an error, right? So float object cannot be interpreted as an integer in this case because range function only deals with floats. Oh, sorry, in integers. So if I just write range, this will also be an error because it needs at least one argument, right? We saw it here, right? Because we need to give at least one number so that it can work on something. If we just keep it empty, nothing will be done. And it works with negative numbers also. The range works with negative numbers as well. No problem in that. So minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Got it? This one you're clear? Next is let's try to see. Here it's going from -9 to -1, right? So anyways, the increment, it will be incrementing by 1, right? So -9, increment 1, -8, increment 1, -7, increment 1, -6. So like that, it will go till -1 or -2. Tell me, from -9, where it will end? Where it will go? What's the end? What's the end value it will go to? -1, 0, or what is the answer?
Till -2 will get from 9, -9 to -2.
Okay, and Harish, what do you say?
Yeah, I think same. It will try to exclude -1, right?
Yes, it will go to minus 2. Now tell me, both of you, tell me the answer for this one. What will be the answer for this one?
An empty list.
And Shafi?
Same, I think so.
Yes, because
Confused.
what happens is it tries to increment. So minus one is saying I need to increment by one. So it becomes zero. But it needs to go to the opposite side. It is saying I want you to decrement, right? But that's not possible like this. By default, it is only incrementing. So if it is by default incrementing, so it will not give anything. This is trying to go to the right side and this is trying to bring it to the left side. So that's not happening. So that's why it will give us an empty list. Next is jump or differences in range. Now, jump or differences in range. So now jump is, let's suppose what the jump was here. Jump means increment. Okay. So the increment here was by one, right? Here also the increment was by one. Now this thing, now, let's suppose I want to print alternate numbers. Let's say I want to take range in the alternate numbers. What do I do? What I will do is this one, 2 to 10. If I would have normally given, what would have been printed? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? Now, I don't want like this. I want every alternate numbers. So what it will do is, it will print what I have given is after this comma in the second parameter I have given argument I have given 2. Okay, it can take 2 also. So in this 2, what is saying, this is a jump value, that after 2 don't take 3, increment by 2, so it becomes 4, then 6, then 8, then it wants to go to 10, but 10 is in the border, so 10 is not taken. It's clear, guys? Similarly, here in this one, list of range of this one, 4, 21, 3. Here also increment is been done by 3. So after 4, then 7, then 10, then 13, like that, it keeps on going. Clear? This one from 3 to 10, 4 hops it's taking. Okay? 3 and 7. 11 it wants to take, but it won't go because 10 is the range. It just goes till 9. Next is 1 to 30 by 3. So 1, 4, 7 like this till 28. Okay. Now, negative jump is also possible to go backwards. Now, if we want to go backwards, which here it was trying to do -1 to -9, so I should have given comma -1. Then it would have become -1, -2, -3. Got it? So what it happens is 10 to 2. If I want to move from 10 to 2, before what we are trying to do is we are going 2 to 10. So it was a positive jump and it was positive jump by 1 by default. But if we are giving negative jump, we need to specify this that I want to go backwards, then I need -1. So 10 to 2, it goes by -1. So 10 is included, 2 is excluded. Okay. Same thing, even though it's going backward, the right hand side is always excluded. Okay. Clear? This one, 10 to 3 it's taking. So similarly, 10 to 6 is also the same. I am doing -3. So, sorry, 20 to 6, 20, 17 till 8. Then I am printing -1 to -9. I am taking -1. Tell me what will be the answer for this one. Guys, tell me the answer for this one. What's the starting point and what's the end point?
-1 till -8. A list containing -1 till
Yes.
-8 numbers.
Yes. And Shafi, you clear? You got this?
Yes, yes.
So, so this one, correct. Next is 2 to 10. What will happen here? Yeah. So that's what this is written. Whenever the jump is negative, the start value should be greater than the end value. Otherwise, this will give an empty list. Okay. And this one we had done. If forward is not doing, backward will also not run in this case. Got it. Now list of range of 2, 5, 10. Tell me if is this one. What will be the answer for this one?
A list containing just two.
Yes. Okay. What will be the answer for these two questions? Tell me first.
Five numbers.
Shafi? Yes. And the below one? How many numbers are included in the below range? Range of 11?
11.
11 numbers.
Yes. Correct. Now comes the for loop. Okay, for loop does not have much, so we can wrap it. We can wrap it, no problem. So while is done. Now one issue with while was the condition, right? The condition exhaustion, right? Now a while loop will always run infinitely when you do not given proper exit condition, right? That we were clear, right? I showed you one infinite loop. It was just going, did not do anything, right? Now instead of a condition, if a loop runs for a range, then what happens is it has a fixed range. It has a fixed range and it does not need a condition. It will always start from the range and it will always end at the end position of the range. So there is no issue of this condition becoming infinite and all those things. And that's what while loop ends when condition becomes false. Uh, for loop ends when the range is exhausted. Okay. Now one thing is at the beginning stage we should try to write all the codes in both the format while and for. That really improves our thinking capacity, thinking capability in terms of writing the loops, because it's very, very important. And after you have some proper practice, proper experience in this, then you will find there are a few questions, because we need to understand, right, that which codes are better for, because generally what happens is once we get accustomed to for, we'll tend to write more, go more into writing in for format. But what happens is there are many conditions, there are many codes which cannot be written in for so easily. Not easily, yeah. I won't say it's impossible, but yeah, it becomes very, very difficult to write a code in for in many scenarios where there is no limit. See, for is good only when we have a fixed range, when we know where it starts, where it ends. There will be many cases where we don't have any idea. We know the starting point, but we don't know the end point where it will get over. Let's suppose repeated division. We don't know what's the end point there. So in those kind of cases, it's very, very difficult. I don't know. I can say impossible, but yeah, it's very, very difficult to write codes in for loop in those scenarios. So there are a few things which you can. There are a few codes which you cannot write in while, but and there in for actually, and there are. I think every code can be written in while, but while Yeah, after writing a few codes in for now, people don't like to write in while. That's that happens. I don't know why. Because you need to take care of many things if you need to write in while loop. So let's try to run this code. You see, this is an infinite loop. You see the problem? This code will run infinitely. It's running. My this table itself will get exhausted. Why this happens is, let's try to understand. If we don't understand also, there is no problem, because this is a little bit of string concepts. If we don't understand now also, it's fine. I'll just give a brief overview of this one. So A is an input. We learned that in input, whatever we give, it is always considered as a string, right? Even though if we give a number, it is always a string until unless we typecast it with an int, right? With an int function. So it is a string. Now, while a means what? That means it is not an empty string. While a means it is, if it is not an empty string, this will always run. So we need to be very careful with this say. It's not about being careful, it just tries to show that what if we don't have an end condition with, we don't have an updation condition which ends the while condition, right? So if a is equal, if len of a means how many characters are there. Now if I give a value as, if I give the number as hello, so hello has five characters, right? hello, five characters. That means while a means what? It's not an empty string. That means it's true. If it's true, it enters this if block and it's saying, okay, len of a is what? Five. Five is equals to a. No. If no, print and it will never come out of the loop. See, is there any condition which breaks, which makes it, which updates the a or which updates anything? Only it is dependent upon this input. Only if I give only if I give a six length character here, only then it will get over. Otherwise, it will not even get over, because then what happens? Let's suppose I give no, world is also five. So hello exclamation. If I give hello exclamation, in hello exclamation there are six letters. Then what happens is, okay, while it's true, then if len of a, that is six equals to six, okay, then a becomes an empty list, it's an empty string. Now, if it's an empty string, then it will print the end. Then it will come to the while. In while, it will check. Okay, I'm an empty string. That means I'm false. Then it will come out. So what it is, I'll run it again. So I'm giving you a six-letter input here. See, only one time it ran and it's over. So this is a kind of limitation that happens with while. So for that we are using for. So for has a fixed range. In that range, we can print, we can do any kind of thing that we want to do, any kind of operations that we do. Now, if we want to print all the numbers of a list, what do? We need the list. The list is here. Now, if we need we will iterate over the list. Iterate means going over the list one by one, and we'll iterate. So what we do? First of all, we'll write the for. We'll see the syntax here properly. The for is here, and this var is just a variable which will take the value of this elements. It will take the value of its elements. So for iterating over these elements, we need one variable. So once we write for var in my list, in this list, it can be anything. Var I, j, k, your name, your village name, your country name, anything you want, you can give the variable name here in my list and print the var. So this var will go into the my list, and for each and every iteration, it will take first one this, first two this, first three this, then like this goes. This is not a proper list iteration. We will do proper list iteration in our future class, but this is just using of for loop. So 2, 5, 8, 7, 6, 10. No problem. This is correct. Now print the square of all the numbers in the Can you just guys quickly in 1 minute, can you just give me the answer for this one? What will happen? What will change in the print statement? Just tell me that. What needs to be changed in the print statement?
It will be var into var if we are like
Yes, correct.
if we
Where
want
into
to.
where? Yes, that's it. Now calculate sum of all the numbers from 1 to n using a for loop. What n, that means 1 to n means what? It's an input from the user, obviously. So we need to take the n from the user, and then we need to write a for loop for taking of the sum. If we need sum, it's a basic understanding. We need to understand that if I'm having sum, that means I need to add something every time. That means there needs to be a sum variable which has been initialized with zero, so that I can add it repeatedly, right? So sum is zero. So now what happens is, let's try to understand how we are writing the code. Okay. So n is input, so that many numbers we are taking the input. Now you see, this I am typecasting it to int. Otherwise, it would have become string and I would not have been able to do this. Now in the list of nums, what I am doing is, in this variable, I am saving this list. What will happen in this? Let's suppose I have given you 5. If I have given a 5, so what it does is, this range of 1 till 6 becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets saved into this list of num. Now sum equals to 0 and x in list of nums, sum equals to sum plus x. So what happens is, sum equals to 0 plus what is x? X in 1. At the first, it will become, so here, list of num will become what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this x, first x will become 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So this 1 is getting saved into this sum. So this sum up from 0, this sum has become 1 now. Next, for x in 2, right? So x becomes 2. So it becomes sum equals to, this initial 1 would have become 1 plus 2, which is 3. So this 3 gets saved here. After this 0, it becomes 1, then it becomes 3, then this 3 plus 3, which becomes 6, then the 6 plus, then in the next iteration, when x becomes 4, then 4 plus 6 becomes 10, then in the next iteration, x becomes 5, then 5 plus 10, it becomes 15. So at the end, the sum's value becomes 15. Is this clear, guys? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
No problem, no?
Yeah.
Oh, some initialization. Okay. Next. So why I did this one? There is a simple method. Directly we can use it. I don't know. Let me check if this is working or not. It should work. Yes, it is working. So this is, I'm just trying to show how this list of nums is working. If I'm giving 5 now, this list of nums has 5. What I did here to show you, so it becomes little bit, but I don't think it's become complicated. I think you have understood this one, because we have done these things here. No, so many things we have done in these examples. So what is happening? The input that I am taking, the list of range n plus 1 is very, very important here to observe. Okay, because if I've given 5, then I would have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 would have been excluded, but I need the addition till this number. If I need the addition till this number, I need one number greater than this number. Only then the range will go till that number, right? So n plus 1 is very important here. So I'm giving this, and this entire range list that I'm getting, it's getting stored in a list of nums. So if I print the list of nums, I'm getting 1 to 5, right? And in this 1 to 5, I'm doing the iteration. Just how this thing is working, I'm just showing it here. But Why to do so much hassle? We have the range function, right? So what we do is we're taking the input sum equal to 0 for x in range 1 to n plus 1, finish. Sum equals to sum plus x, the same thing it's doing. Clear, guys? This thing is clear? No problem? Okay. So what we are doing is next, my list equals to 1374. So in 1374, I'm doing sum for x in my list. So x is taking all the values. So this is just looking a little bit good that what I'm trying to show is after each addition, what the sum is getting, what is sum is becoming, that I showed you right here. Here I become first as sum becomes zero, then for sum is zero initially, becomes one, then it becomes three, then it becomes 6, 10, 15, right? So this is what I am trying to show you here. What happens is for x equals to 1, the sum is 1, right? In the initial, because sum becomes sum plus 1, right? So sum is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So that 1 is here. Then 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 7 is 11, 11 plus 4 is 15. So it just these things are good for debugging in our future DSA problems, because print statements are mostly used for debugging in our Python course or in any either in any other languages. When we try to deal with these things, these print statements are very much useful for debugging the codes. This code is clear, guys. Both of you, this code is clear. How this is working, or you want 1 minute to just go through how this is working? Guys, you there?
Yes, yes, bro.
You got this one? Is this clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now two questions. Okay. Print all the numbers from input n to 1. So input n to 1 is what? N to 1. So where n is greater than 1, what it is saying? That means from greater to smaller I want to go. That means what? It's negative jump, right? It's negative. It's decrement. And how much decrement? By 1. So I'm taking the input. I'm starting from the num and I'm going till 0 and I'm decrementing -1, and then I'm printing the I. Are you getting this one? If I wanted to print till 0, not till 1, what would I have to change in this code? Tell me.
Sorry, can you repeat once?
Yeah. So if I want to, tell me, in this code, will 0 be printed or not? First of all, tell me, will in this code, will 0 be printed or not?
No, it will try to exclude zero, right?
Okay. Now I want to print the 0. Then what do I need to change in this question, in this loop?
Can do -1 as a limit.
Where here?
Yeah,
Yes,
but
correct. You wanted to say something?
no, no.
So one is here, but if I want to print that one also, 0 is getting printed. So this is clear. Now, guys, one homework, I would say. One homework. How do you think? It's up to you. Uh, just take a screenshot or take a note of this one. Print all the numbers from n to 1 using loop, solve this without using a negative jump. We did the same thing here by using a negative jump is very easy. So I'm giving a small clue. First is if you are using negative jump means what? You need to go from 1 to n minus 1, 1 plus 1, right? That means you cannot go negative, you cannot go from n to, you cannot go from n to 0, right? If you cannot go from 1 to 0, you need to go from 1 to n plus 1. Then in the print statement, you need to change something, you need to put something, right? This is the first. Otherwise, you need to change something in the range here, but without using any negative loop, any negative jump. Do you think you can do this? Try to solve this one, guys. Um, I believe this is a good question. Let's try, and we'll wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone, for listening, for attending. Uh, Thank you, Harish.
Thanks for the session, man.
Thanks a lot, guys.